In the summer of 2003, mysterious events involving a mysterious human-like creature occurred in the northeastern United States. These events sparked a brief interest from the local press, which then unexpectedly faded. Very little information has survived, as most of the printed and online descriptions of the creature were destroyed for unknown reasons. Initially, the encounters took place in rural New York. Witnesses shared a wide range of emotions that they experienced during their encounters with the unknown entity. Some described feelings of intense fear and horror, while others claimed to have felt a sense of childlike curiosity. Although the printed versions of their stories are no longer available, the memories of these encounters have remained vivid. This year, some of the participants in these events have embarked on a quest to find answers. In early 2006, their combined efforts resulted in the collection of nearly 24 documents, dating from the 12th century to the present day and spanning 4 continents. Almost all of the stories were remarkably similar. I was fortunate enough to meet with one of the members of this group and obtain some excerpts from their upcoming book. The Suicide Note, 1964. Now that I'm about to take my own life, I want to ease the pain that I may cause by doing so. It's not anyone's fault, but this creature's. The first time I felt its presence was when I woke up. I woke up and saw its image. Then I heard its voice and looked into its eyes. Since then, I haven't been able to sleep because I'm afraid it might come back. I'm afraid I might never wake up again. Goodbye. It was found in a wooden box, which also contained 2 blank envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and 1 short letter without an envelope. Now that I'm about to take my own life, I want to ease the pain that I may cause by doing so. It's not anyone's fault, but this creature's. The first time I felt its presence was when I woke up. I woke up and saw its image. Then I heard its voice and looked into its eyes. Since then, I haven't been able to sleep because I'm afraid it might come back. I'm afraid I might never wake up again. Goodbye. Found in a wooden box, which also contained 2 blank envelopes addressed to William and Rose, and 1 short letter without an envelope. Dear Lenny, I prayed for you. It spoke your name. Logbook 1691. He came to me while I was sleeping. I felt him as he leaned over my bed. He took everything. We must return to England. We will not return here, as the rake has requested. Testimony from 2006. 3 years ago, I returned with my family from a trip to Niagara Falls. We were all very tired after a day of driving. So my husband and I put the kids to bed and decided that the night had already begun for us. At around 4 a.m., I woke up thinking my husband had gone to the bathroom. I took the opportunity to adjust the sheets, but I accidentally woke him up. I apologized and told him I thought he had gotten up. When my husband turned to me, he suddenly inhaled sharply and pulled his legs up so quickly that I almost fell out of bed. He immediately caught me, but he didn't say a word. After half a second, I was able to see what had caused such a strange reaction. Sitting at our feet was something that looked like a naked human or a large, hairless dog. Its body was in an eerily unnatural position, as if it had been hit by a car. For some reason, this creature did not frighten me. Instead, I was concerned about its condition. At that moment, I was certain that it needed our help. My husband cowered and looked at me and the creature through the gap between his hand and knee. In the blink of an eye, the creature descended to the floor and quickly crawled along the bed until it was 30 centimeters from my husband's face. For 30 seconds, it remained completely still, simply staring at my husband. Then it placed its hand on his knee and darted into the hallway, heading towards the children's room. I screamed and ran to the light switch, determined to stop it before it hurt the children. As I entered the hallway, the light from the bedroom was enough to see it crouching and crawling just 6 meters away. It turned and looked directly at me, covered in blood. I turned on the light and saw my daughter, Clara. The creature rushed down the stairs as my husband and I tried to help our daughter. She was badly injured, and the last words in her short life were, "His name is Rake." That night, my husband was in a hurry to take Clara to the hospital, but his car fell into the lake. He didn't survive. As is common in small towns, the news spread quickly. At first, the police were eager to help us, and the local newspaper showed great interest. However, my story was never published, and the local television station didn't respond at all. For several months, my son Justin and I lived in a hotel near my parents' house. When we decided to return home, I decided to find the answers on my own. I managed to find a man in a nearby town who had a similar experience. We met and talked about our troubles. He knew two people who had also seen the creature, now known as Rake. It took us 2 years to find and collect stories on the internet that we thought were about Rake. None of the sources provided any details, history, or consequences of the creature's activities. In one diary, there was a mention of the creature on the first 3 pages, but it was not mentioned again. The ship's log did not provide any information about the encounter with Rake, only stating that he forced the sailors to leave. This was the last entry in the log. However, there have been cases where the creature has appeared to the same person multiple times. Many people have claimed that it has spoken to them, including my daughter. This has led us to believe that Rake may have visited us before we first saw him. I turned on the digital voice recorder to keep it running all night by my bed. I turned it on every night for 2 weeks. Every morning, I listened to the recordings with a shiver, but I didn't hear anything but my own tossing and turning. By the end of the second week, I had become accustomed to my own random sounds, listening to my recordings in fast-forward mode. It still took me at least an hour. On the first morning of the third week, I thought I heard something new. It was a piercing voice, Rake's voice. I haven't listened to this voice enough yet, and I haven't let anyone else listen to it. The only thing I'm certain of is that I've heard this voice before. It spoke when it was sitting on our bed, facing my husband. I don't remember hearing anything at the time, but for some reason, the voice from the recorder immediately reminds me of that moment. I feel completely miserable when I think about what my daughter might have experienced before her death. Since Rake ruined my life, I haven't seen him again, but I know he was in my room while I was sleeping. I know this. And now I'm terrified that one night I might wake up and feel his eyes on me.